Hey there, guys. Alex here from SPP, and today I'm joined by a couple of more people. We have Dan as well from SPP,
Hey everyone.
and we have Victoria from 100 Pound Social joining us today.
Hi, everyone.
Victoria, before we get into anything, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am from the UK and I've been running 100 Pound Social since 2017, and we're a social media and lead generation agency.
Awesome. So Victoria, tell us a little bit more about why did you decided to start a social media management company? Like when did you have this dream? How did it materialize? And yeah, let us know why you decided to start it.
So I think it's 2015, I had back surgery and it left me pretty incapacitated. And I wanted to find something that some work that I could do from home. So I had a background in digital online marketing, online journalism. So I decided to start doing some social media management freelancing, and I built up a small client base from there and saw a bit of a gap in the market because I'd have companies coming to me wanting social media and online marketing, but they had a much smaller budget than, they were looking to spend a couple of £100 a month. And when you're a freelancer delivering a service like that, it's really expensive to deliver it. So I then saw that there was a gap in the market for a low cost, more affordable social media solution. And that's where I started thinking about 100 Pound Social and realizing with the economies of scale, if we could scale up our client base, we could actually deliver a really high quality service, but at a price that those really small businesses, kind of 1 to 10 headcount, could actually afford, and make that professional service accessible to companies that previously had really no choice but to do it themselves in-house.
All right, well, that definitely makes sense. Good entry point with a great story in the background too. Um, Following up on that, considering your name, I want to ask about more about your the main selling point of 100 Pound Social. So, how did you land on 100 pounds? Why is it specifically 100 pounds?
So we wanted to create something from a marketing perspective that was easy. You saw it and it does what it says on the tin. So for £100, we'll manage your social media. So the name was kind of came from there. We wanted the name to tell people what we did, and hopefully it does. The price point was the price point that we thought was a good starting price point based on the feedback we got from potential clients about what those small businesses could afford. So that is and always will be our kind of core offering, will be our £100 service. And then obviously we have a jumping point from there. We have other services, other plans that people can upgrade to, things they can add on, but we're always going to offer that core £100 offering to serve that small business client base that we started out trying to reach.
Cool, that's very interesting. So I'm wondering, how did you do the research? Like, because I guess you were like, okay, what's a good price point for like small companies? Like, how much would they spend? And how did you do the research? Did you do cold outreach or did you do some online research?
It was more because I spent the prior 2 years to that working, doing freelance or small business social media management. I'd had loads of people come to me who needed that service and had told me what they could afford. And I knew that at that point in time, back in 2015, kind of 150, £200 was kind of the cap that people were willing to spend on that service. So it wasn't so much active research, it was more experience from gained experience.
Very cool. One more question on that one. Since you did the freelance work, was it already known what the package would be? Like, okay, for £100, you get this in return. Like, is it, okay, just 4 posts per week or per month, and that's a good price for that specific service?
Yeah, so we went into it knowing we wanted to have a productized service, because when you're scaling up a business, you can't be having people saying, write me a proposal and investing time on proposals and different packages. So we knew we needed to set out the packages, and I think we offer 3 posts per week, among other stuff that you get for the £100 package. And I think that came from, again, just the experience of knowing that that's kind of what people wanted. That's the minimum number of posts per week they'd want, and that's what we could offer. Also looking at the pricing, looking at what we could do and still remain profitable while offering that service.
All right, sounds good. Well, moving on to our next question, how did you decide to specifically focus on B2B companies? Why specifically B2B and no B2C whatsoever?
So we do offer for B2C as well. We're not exclusively B2B, but it is where we've kind of found we sit really comfortably. So we only work with professional UK-based writers, and they all have expertise in different sectors. And we found that they're able to really effectively serve different B2B sectors like recruitment, consulting. And these are often more niche sectors where you need some kind of, not necessarily specialism, but you need some kind of experience creating content for that industry to be able to write content for a client's LinkedIn profile, perhaps, that's going to build them up as a thought leader in the sector. So we found that we just excel in that area, and it naturally led us to focus on trying to find more clients in that area. But we still do serve B2C companies as well.
Also, do you know by any chance like what the split is between B2B and B2C?
We're about 80% B2B, 20 B2C.
Okay, very cool. Yeah, because I noticed at least with our agencies, they usually are mostly B2B focused. Like B2C is very tough to get into, and they usually try to be B2B because other companies understand you better. It's easier to sell to them, right? Because the consumer has like different expectations and usually way higher expectations and a lower price point they would like to have. So I guess it makes sense.
Yeah.
So the next question I'd like to know is also related to your brand, basically, because obviously it's called 100PoundSocial. So with the rising costs during and after COVID, how were you able to maintain that price point? Did you have to make some adjustments to it? Were people trying to like lower the price, although it's called 100PoundSocial? What was that about?
So I think when COVID hit, we offered our £100 post plan, and we offered various add-ons. So you could kind of increase the price of it by adding some more services, but we didn't offer dedicated higher tier plans. So since COVID, to address two things. First of all, to address customer demand, and secondly, to address those rising prices, we have added more tiers. So we now have a £100 plan, a £200 plan, and a £300 plan. We're always, like I said before, we're always going to offer our core £100 plan, but we do have more customers now on the £200 and the £300 plans, and that allows us to keep delivering that lower price service while also meeting the demands of still making a profit and those rising prices.
All right, it's interesting that you were able to like expand to these other plans as well while also maintaining the profits generated from the £100 plan. So you're able to continue doing it basically. That's really cool.
Yeah, it almost kicked us to do it, as we knew for a while we needed to add more tiered plans. But as a business, you always have what you think are the right priorities at the time. But it kind of forced us to do something that had been in the pipeline for a while and has actually turned out to be a really good move.
Nice. That's pretty cool. Well, on that note, on the note of like your plans and your customers, how is it like, or basically, how does it go with working B2B with your B2B clients? And are there different tools that you use or specific processes that you have to go through with these clients specifically, or is it just all good?
Economies of scale, we needed to have those really, really thorough systems in place. So from the beginning, we've been a really process-driven business. So almost everything within the business has a process attached to it. To make it smooth, to get rid of any of that kind of admin time, that asking questions time. We used tools from the beginning, but we used lots of different tools that didn't necessarily speak to each other. I don't think Zapier had the functionality it had now, so we do still rely on Zapier for some things, but we ended up in the beginning doing a lot of manual stuff to make all our tools talk to each other. Whereas right now, obviously, we work with SPP, that allows us to have this really smooth onboarding process and client management process where kind of all in one box, we've got the checkouts, the customer communication, the invoicing, tickets, we've got the affiliate scheme. So it's put all these different things that we used to have in different corners into one box, and that's really helped us in terms of that service and kind of providing the service to our clients.
Great. Yeah, I have a few follow-up questions on that one. So, how did you come up finding SPP in the first place? And did you just go in and try the tool and set up your own process and then start optimizing it based on feedback? Because that's usually the question we get. It's like, okay, what kind of tips do you have from other agencies on how to set up my own agency? Because obviously a tool such as ours has a lot of customization options, and there are a lot of different ways you can use it, especially when it comes to onboarding, the entire flow, how to use the intake forms, and so on.
So I think you first asked, how did I find SPP? So I remember I saw a post on a Facebook group and someone had just commented with the link. prior to that, we'd reached the conclusion that we needed to effectively build SPP, or we needed to build a system that did all of the things that SPP does. So we'd spent about 2 months working with a developer trying to map out what this system would look like. And I then remember seeing that link on Facebook and clicking it and thinking, oh God, they've already built it. We're wasting our time. And I think I immediately booked a call and spoke to Chris, and it was obvious, like before, within 5 minutes, that we were going to sign up with SPP. We then, I think you did offered a trial, so we signed up for the trial, and then we were at that point using WooCommerce with Stripe, so it was really easy to move our subscriptions over. We had this horrible, messy Gmail, Teams, Chrome thing we were using, so it was a bit of a dream to suddenly have all the orders and the subscriptions in SPP and be able to communicate with clients in there. Ticked all the boxes. I can't remember the rest of your question, so you have to repeat it, I'm afraid.
Yeah, sorry, there was too many questions in one go.
It was.
The other question was like, how did you set up the portal in the first time, and how did you optimize the process? Was it just based on feedback? Did you also go in? Did you ask your colleagues to like go through the flow?
So as I said, we pretty much dreamt up what we wanted our internal system to look like, and SPP kind of was that. So we already knew we wanted to have the orders, like we use SPP orders for each client. We have a recurring subscription business, so I think SPP can be used for where orders are kind of, for a new blog post or something like that. But because all of our clients stay with us month on month, we just have an order for each client. And so we've got 2 key customizations. So as a company, all of our clients have a dedicated customer success manager. They never have to submit a ticket and kind of have a faceless person they don't know respond to them. To remind them who that is in their order in SPP, they can see at the top of the screen who their customer success manager is. So that helps keep our service personal, and SPP has the ability to kind of, you can change the system as you need it. So we've been able to really easily get that function added in. And the other thing is, as a social media agency, we have a separate system we use where we schedule our clients' social media posts. So we've been able to add a menu tab into SPP, so clients can literally click through straight to the content panel where they can view the posts that we've scheduled for them, and they can, in that system, they can review the content and approve it.
That's pretty good use of the templates feature that we have. It's pretty. I think the customer success manager thing is very cool. I thought it looked really nice. But speaking on that, just to add to it, because now we have how you found SPP, we have what customizations you've made. Was there a specific event or something that happened with you that made you feel like you needed to find a better solution or a better tool for your processes, or is it just like that? You just wanted to make an improvement because it was getting out of hand, or what was it exactly?
So when we started as a company, in our first month we signed 30 clients, and we can manage them with a mishmash of different tools. But as we got bigger and bigger, it became this constant struggle to try and get the tools to keep up with our growing client base. The cost is also a factor, because let's say you've got 5 different tools, you've got 10 team members, and you've got to pay like, I don't know, 10, 15 pound a month for each tool, then suddenly the cost is really building up. So we got to the place where we knew that tech was key to our scaling our agency, or to keep scaling it and to efficiently serve our customers, not to have every team member spending half their day doing admin that could be automated. And the cost was rising. So we needed to find a solution to address the cost and to simplify what was going on. So we didn't have zaps going here, there, and everywhere breaking. We didn't know why things weren't working. So that's when we started thinking about building one system, and then discovered SPP that handily did it all for us.
Very cool. Yeah, it sounds like you didn't wait until the last minute like some other agencies where things are so out of hand that they're losing customers, because that's actually what happens. Like they're like trying to squeeze every little cent out of the automations, and automations fail and you don't even know where. So you have to look into it, which costs time and money. Customers get unhappy, then they cancel the subscription. So it's actually one of the things I wrote about on our blog, that it costs a lot more money to get a new customer. So it's good to also keep this customer once you have them, and not make them unhappy.
Yeah, 100%. I think from the beginning, we knew that the systems were absolutely key to 100PoundSocial and to scaling and growing the business and staying profitable. I remember some features SPP offered that we were already trying to build, like the rules or conditional logic in the checkout forms. We've been desperate for that for so long, and then SPP has it ready for you to use. It's really user friendly. You don't need a developer to build it for you. And obviously, working with developers is another, as every agency owner probably knows, can be quite a headache. So having something that, as a business owner, you could build yourself or get a team member building who doesn't necessarily have the tech background is really, really makes life easier as well.
Okay, so can you tell me a little bit what sets your team apart compared to other social media management companies?
Yeah, sure. So we're all UK based. We don't outsource to writers that potentially don't have the level of English to write efficiently for our customers. We're an all-female team. We have a team. We focus really strongly on culture in our team, and what I think that does is it means the people who work for us love £100 Social, and that trickles down. That means they love our customers, they care about our customers, and they care about their success because they care about our company. So we've been working, we do a lot of case studies as a business, we do 2 or 3 a month. What continually comes through from clients is the quality of the content and the amazing customer service that they get from working with £100Social. So I think that's what sets us apart as an agency.
Now, speaking of case studies, since we're doing this one and you're doing case studies, are any of your case studies online yet, or when did you decide to also do case studies? Because from our experience, we know how powerful they are. Like, they bring in a lot of leads. They're good for like social proof. So it's very important to have them and to show, not just tell that you're amazing, obviously.
Yeah, definitely. So we've been doing case studies since the beginning of the business, but it's been very kind of do one, 6 months later, try and do another one. But in the last 6 months, we've got really great process. Again, we love processes. So we've got some really great processes in place, and our growth team have started doing them. We've started more actively on a recurring basis, reaching out to customers to get those interviews set up. And we're currently getting 2 to 3 case studies a month, and we're trying to build up video testimonials as well. Because again, like you say, it's the best kind of social proof to show people what we can do as an agency.
All right. Yeah. I mean, we've seen that case studies definitely do really well. It's nice to let your potential clients, all of your leads, see how your existing clients are dealing with you. So this is pretty good outcome. Definitely nice to do more case studies. We should be trying to do more ourselves as well. Definitely agree with you. But following up on that, we got a bunch of information about how you're using SPP and what you're doing with SPP. I just want to ask, what is your favorite feature of SPP and how have you made use of it?
Having everything in one box it's not a feature, but that is my favorite thing about SPP. It means we don't have to have all these different systems. The flexible way that we can manage orders and clients, the fact that you don't just have one system that everyone has to use, we can customize it and change it to use in the way that works for us as a business. And the affiliate scheme is really great. Again, that's something else that we always wanted to build in, and to have that within the same portal as our client management system has made life easier.
Yeah, speaking about the affiliate scheme, how are you managing it and how successful is it? Because that's, I think, one of the things some agencies don't really use that much, especially if they're B2B, because it's hard to have an incentive towards other companies, because obviously money is always not that great for them. So how is it working for you?
So we found that clients prefer to, the main people who make referrals, because we're mainly B2B, our clients. We don't tend to get people who just from the outside making referrals who haven't experienced working with us. We find that clients don't necessarily want to take a kickback because they would quite like to be a bit more genuine with their referral to their colleague or their friend. So what we've added in is we've added a charity donation option. So when people make a referral through the affiliate scheme, we give them the option. They can still choose to get paid their referral fee as a discount on their invoice or as a bank transfer, but they also have the option to choose to have us donate that to charity for them. And that's been a really popular option, I think, because to someone who's making a referral to a friend, they don't want to feel like they're benefiting from it. We've also added the option for clients to give the person they're making the referral a discount. So the person who's getting referred gets a small discount off their first month. And again, that helps our B2B clients feel more like they are doing a favour to someone by referring to them, or referring a great business, and also giving them that discount off their first month.
Sure. Okay, just to wrap it up, one more question. What's your number one tip to grow a social media marketing agency for other people who run it or are planning to run a social media marketing agency?
So I think I'm obviously coming from perspective of running a agency that has a large number of clients and is trying to scale. So for me, automating the repetitive tasks, sitting down from day one and working out how you're going to get rid of the inefficiencies in your processes is absolutely key. I know you said one, but I'm going to give two. My second one would be finding amazing people. If you build that culture of a team that loves your company and wants to stick around and stay with you, number one, you're reducing your time spent on hiring. But number two, that trickles down to your customer service. That means you have amazing customer service because you have people who care about your company and care about your clients. And then you have an amazing service delivered because, again, if your customer success managers care about your business, they're going to care about the quality of work that's being delivered to clients. So that ticks off your average customer lifetime, that ticks off your churn rate, which are both key questions for agencies. So yeah, those are the two that I'd start with.
Awesome. How hands-on are your customer success managers? Because we have this feature where you can build an onboarding page, and a lot of our agencies, they really like it because you don't want to necessarily demo the portal to each and every customer because it takes a lot of time. So instead, there's like a nice video they can watch, and then there can still be a customer success manager to help them out. But there's like a little bit of automation combined with some human touch.
We really need to use the onboarding page feature. That's on the list. I think the way we've set up the flow is by the time people reach the portal, they've had all those instructions through the kind of onboarding email sequence. I think we definitely should be transferring that into your onboarding feature, but that's on the to-do list. Our customer success manager, so we have an onboarding manager at the beginning who gets the client onboarded, and then the customer success manager takes over. How hands-on they are, it depends on exactly what the client needs. If a client can't understand the portal and wants help, then obviously the customer success manager will get in there and help them. For some clients, once they've gone through the onboarding experience, they've submitted the forms, sometimes there's limited additional information we need to gather. So the customer success manager is therefore less hands-on. But I think the point is they've got a dedicated person who understands their business and is there if they need them, as and when they need them.
So speaking of growing your social media agency, what would you say is your next big goal in the next few months for 100 Pound Social?
So we are expanding our service offering at the moment. So we are reintroducing a LinkedIn lead generation service because our customers have been pestering us for it, and prospective clients are pestering us for it, and it's something people really want. So we're reintroducing that. We're looking at introducing other services. We've become more proactive at asking our customers what they need at the moment we are not able potentially to provide for them, and we're building on that feedback. So our next quarter is all about adding new services so we can become more of an all-in-one box marketing solution for our clients, rather than at the moment we are purely a content agency. So we're looking at expanding in that way.
Sounds solid.
And we're excited to we need to obviously be looking at how we're going to use SPP as we do that, as we offer different services. So we're looking forward to kind of exploring how SPP is able to support us in that in terms of the kind of technical setup. But it's a very flexible platform, so I have no doubt it will be able to work for us.
A lot of our customers, they're trying to grow their agency and they don't know really how. But we have this one feature other softwares don't have, and it's the reseller module. And also, I think like white labeling in general is a really good way of growing your agency, because if you're an SEO agency, you want to offer social media services, you might as well go to 100PoundSocial and they do it for you, right?
Yeah, we do indeed. So that's interesting because I was looking at our client base breakdown by sector a couple of days ago, and the third biggest sector we have is other marketing and advertising agencies. Some of them, we do their social media content for the agency themselves, but for a lot of them, they hire us to do it for them, and then they quickly sign us up for their clients as well and start using our white label feature. We deliver the white label service for their clients through a white label solution. So those agencies, if they're an SEO agency or a PR agency, can focus on delivering the service that they have the expertise in, but also not say no to their clients when the clients are asking for that social media content service. We don't currently use the SPP white label solution. We've tried. We want to use it. It's one of those things where we haven't had a client with enough white label clients to sign up to SPP yet, because I think they have to have an SPP account as well. But it's definitely something on the cards to explore in the future.
All right. Well, Victoria, we learned a lot from you today. Thank you so much for your time and the answers that you've given us. Maybe we'll do a follow-up in a couple of years and see how things have been going. We'll do another case study, see how you grew in these 2 years. But for now, thank you so much for your time. It was really nice talking to you.
Thank you so much. It's been really enjoyable.
Thank you so much, Victoria.